You're listening to Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick in association with Wexford Insurances. Challenge us at Wexford Insurances 0818 31 30 30.
I'm now joined in studio by Alan Doolan, Director of Twoheads Web Design based in Enniscorthy. Good morning, Alan, and thank you very much for joining me this morning.
Morning, Karl. Good to see you again.
Alan, the reason I've asked you to come in and join me in the studio this morning is to talk to us a little bit about Facebook's new graph search. What's it all about?
Okay, to put it into context, it makes most sense to actually step back a little and just look at the lie of the land up until today. So Google are clearly the dominant player in the search engine market and have been for quite some time. Put that into perspective, Google takes 95% of the market in Ireland, Bing 2.5%, Yahoo 2%, and Ask Jeeves the remainder. So Google really holds all the cards. Therefore, they make all the rules. They define the algorithms that we all have to contend with. The web world, we pretty much play a game of cat and mouse, trying to beat the system effectively, playing around with keywords and so many different parameters, always to try and stay ahead of the game. But with Google controlling that amount of algorithms, they really do hold all the cards. And an example would be the famous Panda update 2 years ago now, that changed the lie of the land for everyone. It was a tidal shift in the type, in what type of sites were prioritised overnight, literally. So news and social network type sites rose, and heavily advertising sites dropped way down the ranking. Thousands of large organisation sites, small, medium and large organisation sites overnight dropped and fell off the face of the earth pretty much, and had spent massive amount of budgets. So everyone has to play the game to Google's rules.
Alan, on the 15th of January last, Facebook announced their graph search to the world. Facebook seems to be looking at taking a substantial stake in the search engine market share going forward. What exactly is Facebook Search Graph, and why should it be considered important to Irish business owners and not just another app or search engine?
Indeed, good question. And at a glance, the name doesn't seem to give any indication what it's all about. But then again, neither did the name Google when they first launched, and now they've world domination. So Facebook Graph Search focuses on people, photos, places, interests such as games, music, and most importantly, their likes and dislikes. The actual term, as it happens in this instance, graph, refers to the global mapping of everybody and how they're all related, and it kind of touches on the principle of 6 degrees of separation. It's Facebook's advancement into true contextual search, and what I mean by that is it presents highly personalised search results.
So can you give us an example of how this would work in a typical day-to-day user scenario?
Okay, so Karl is off to Dublin for the weekend and he needs somewhere to stay, somewhere to eat and somewhere to shop. When Graph is live, the standard Facebook user interface, the one that we're familiar with as we know it now, will have a much larger search facility box at the top of the page. The fundamental difference will be how you actually search. So unlike Google, where it's based on single words or combinations of single words, Facebook Graph Search will be phrase-based. What I mean by that is, in Karl's case, he's going to search for hotels my friends like in Dublin, or Italian restaurants in Dublin my friends have eaten in. And this is where the interesting thing happens, and this is the part that has got so many people in the industry excited about the potential of what Graph Search has to offer. So Karl's instantly presented with a list of suggestions, and all of which are based on his peers. In other words, his Facebook network of friends and acquaintances.
So Alan, for example, how would the results be presented compared to, let's say, regular Google results?
Okay, well, most of us are familiar already with the standard Facebook user interface or UI, so you've got the same colour schemes and layout and so on. But what's important to note is, top of the list, you're going to have the hotel name, the location, a photo or an image of the business. But the key part, and this is where it gets exciting, is that you're going to see things like Alan Doolan has stayed here, as well as Joe, or Mary has stayed here as well. But all of these people are in your personal network. You might see that Joe gave it a 5-star rating. You might see that Mary wrote a fantastic glowing review of the place. They're in your network, so you value their opinion. So you can immediately see you're being presented with 100% personalised search results based on the people who are in your trusted social network of friends and family. So in a nutshell, the difference is, like, Google knows your location. They know what you're searching for in your history. The difference with Facebook is they've already got the information about your name, your location, friends, family, your relationship status, married or single, your birthday, and all your interests. So you can start to see how it'll heavily influence the results that are presented.
Why should Facebook be considered as important a contender as Google in the search stakes?
Let's just look at Ireland specifically. At the moment, there's 2.24 million Facebook users in Ireland. That's 2.25 million Facebook users. It's a massive volume of potential customers. In the last 6 months alone, Facebook has seen 120,000 new customers sign up in Ireland alone. The brands that people tend to like, the top 5 is led by a low-cost clothing retailer. You've got an Irish tea manufacturer in there as well. You've got a couple of international brand names. You've a low-cost supermarket seller. On average, you're talking the top of the list is 300,000 likes. That means 300,000 people follow this company or brand. A fifth on the list, you're looking at 200,000 likes. So you can see there's a massive potential to tap into people's likes, interests, and following different companies. In terms of demographics, then it's pretty well spread. So when you're looking to target new markets, you've 53% female and 47% male. So it's almost 50-50. Interesting statistics when you look further down. Then the 18 to 24s take up a quarter. 25 to 35-year-olds are a 30% share of the market, and the 35 to 44s are 23%. So between 18 and 54 years of age, it accounts for 85% of Facebook users in Ireland. Fantastic statistics to get your teeth into if you're in business, and a site called socialbakers.com is a good one to look up for resources like that.
Okay, so what does this all mean? What are the key messages for business owners in Ireland, whether small, medium or large?
Yeah, indeed. The message, where this is all going in terms of Google and Facebook graph search, the bottom line is going to be play the game or else. We're moving into the era of may the best man or woman win. We're talking about independent votes of confidence here for businesses. Not playing games with keywords. This is independent, unanimous votes of confidence. The core values of a business are going to be critical. Are you focused on customer service? Are you focused on your after-sales service? Do you rate customer satisfaction? These are going to be absolutely pivotal, important points to a company, because the community at large are going to rate and review you, either promote or dislike you. So core values are going to be key.
So how can a typical business compete and win more customers?
A strategy is required. You need to formulate a strategy. This needs to become a regular business agenda item within your organisation, no matter what your size, small, medium or large. Somebody within the organisation needs to take ownership in every business, and it needs to become a business objective goal, a long-term business objective goal.
Which types of businesses will benefit most from Facebook graph search, in your opinion?
Well, it is early days. It's effectively only been announced 2 weeks. There's a lot of information out there from different beta testers, but general consensus is it's the B2C type company that will benefit most. Interestingly, the B2C companies are the ones that will most complain about not seeing direct revenues from Facebook. This introduction of social search could be the start of change in all that. So, Facebook graph search is being performed by customers. They're looking to find restaurants, shops and contractors and so on. But they're running these searches with purchase intent. They're looking to buy. So it's a very direct route to market. And it changes drastically the value of an active Facebook presence for local businesses. And not to ignore B2B companies, your potential B2B customer may not be on Facebook during the day, but there is a fine line between work-life balance, and people have, mobile devices now where they'll be browsing at night time, and they will come across business brands. So, one thing's clear, your B2B prospects are still on Facebook.
Are there any potential pitfalls for the person administering the business Facebook page?
Absolutely, yeah. Firstly, the actual type of page. This has been a huge bone of contention. So, just in August of last year, Facebook gave some stats that there's 83 million accounts regarded as either misclassified or duplicate. And as a result, they've started to delete those accounts without any notification whatsoever. They're basically in violation of policy. There's a substantial amount of businesses in Ireland who run the risk of coming into work one morning and finding they've no Facebook page. for the simple reason that they either deliberately or mistakenly created their page based on a personal Facebook user account, which is in violation of the rules, and they will delete the account. It may not happen soon, but eventually it will happen. And it means all the time and effort you put into your campaign, your page is gone. There was one example of a company that lost their page, but they lost 3,000 followers. There are easy enough ways to migrate your page from a personal page to a business page, and you can search online and find how to do it in a few easy steps, but it's vitally important that your page is a business page.
Alan, tell me the reason why so many businesses set up personal pages instead of business pages, please.
Yeah, so some people had done it mistakenly, but some people did it deliberately, because being a personal page gives you some competitive advantages, like being able to invite people to like the page. And it's not a level playing field, and you've businesses who've set it up the right way, and they're finding it hard to compete to get the volume of likes compared to a personal page, because the business page conforms to Facebook's policy. It is geared more towards moving in the direction of advertising on Facebook and promoting your page through paid advertisements, a bit like Google AdWords.
So Alan, what advice would you give to listeners looking to take the next step with Facebook's graph search?
Firstly, familiarise yourself. Become familiar with a few more of the typical scenarios of what a user will search for, how they'll search, and what the results will look like. You can go to facebook.com/about/graph search. And there's a couple of demo videos up there showing some examples of what their results return like. Secondly, and quite importantly, you need to do a holistic review of your online presence. And that includes everything. That includes your company website, your Facebook presence, your Twitter, LinkedIn page, if you have one, YouTube profiles, in their entirety. Because all this migrates back to, may the best man or woman win. So having a sound review of your online policy is a good thing to do right now. It's timely. Evaluating your USP. Am I going to lead with a specific focus on, for example, best price? Or is my goal going to be my product uniqueness? You need to analyse and assess what your USP is, and have that permeate absolutely everything in your online communications. Stick to your objectives. So formulate a long-term strategy, for example, with the mindset all the time. Ask the question, what will best help my customers promote my business?
So finally, Alan, what message would you like to leave with businesses regarding their online marketing strategy?
Ask yourself a list of questions. Each time you go about posting something, is this part of our agreed goal? It's easy to get sidetracked and pull in, sound bites that you come across in a day, ultimately diluting and watering down your original agreed message for the company. What direction are you going in? Make sure everything you post is part of that plan. So create share-worthy Facebook content that's useful and interesting to your customers. If you're promoting articles or blogs off Facebook on your actual website, make sure you include simple things like a share and like button, so it's linking back into your Facebook page. Use rich media in Facebook posts. For example, customers are much more likely to share video, followed by photographs, followed by text. So think about that. What type of posts or what type of shares are you promoting? Maybe look to ways to reward customers. So customers who actually are sharing your content, do you give them exclusive content, access to exclusive content? Do you include them in promotions or give them other incentives? But you need to reward those who actually are actively sharing your business. I suppose the bottom line is, whether you want to play the game or not, if you're not giving your customers the facility to promote your business, this service is effectively free to create these pages. If you're not part of the plan, not only are you going to be stuck in the turnstiles, but you're not even going to be at the races soon.
Well, Alan, thank you very much for coming in and joining us this morning and profiling the new Facebook graph search.
You're listening to Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick in association with Wexford Insurances. Think Wexford Insurances for your business insurance.